And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski here with Professor, that's right, the Professor Makau Mutua. Twitter handles at Makau Mutua, at Koinange Jeff, hashtag Makau Mutua. Tweets coming in very thick, very fast. Professor, let me just read a couple if I will, as before we go along.
I'm sure you're going to blindside me, but that's okay.
I'm just reading them off the top of my head.
Okay.
Even Mudoni says, ask Makau Mutua if he's a registered voter. Question?
Yes.
Let's go. Mercy Career. Which 2 law degrees does Makau Mutua have? I missed that. John Mutinda and a whole bunch of people echoing what you said. Tanzanians built a nation, Kenyans built a country. Good point. Kim Martha says, Professor Makau Mutua is the real deal. She just left out the Holyfield part.
Oh, all right. All right.
Go on.
Yeah.
2 degrees.
Yeah, I don't know why this question keeps on coming up, but I'll just respond this way. I have 4 law degrees.
You have what?
4 law degrees, not 2.
Well, what does that mean? How do you get 4 law degrees?
Why not? I have a bachelor's degree in law from Dar es Salaam. I have a master's in law from Dar es Salaam. I have a master's in law from Harvard. And I have a doctorate in law from Harvard.
You have 4 law degrees?
I have 4 law degrees. Go to my website and check it out.
Damn.
She's talking about 2. I'm talking about 4.
4.
Yeah.
Now, Uringi?
No, I didn't say it. She asked the question.
Okay, are you a registered voter?
Of what?
Of Kenya.
Am I a supporter of Kenya?
No, a registered voter.
Oh, well, I mean, I think that that question is prejudicial.
What does that mean?
It's a prejudicial question because no one should ask, number one, whether you are registered, and no one should ask whether you voted and who you voted for. Those are questions of conscience.
No, someone can ask you, did you vote in the last election?
She can go and check the register if she's so concerned about my right to vote. I'm a Kenyan. She should know that.
Are you American as well?
Why do you ask that question?
It's just a question, Prof. I mean, I'm not an investigator. I'm just, I'm just asking.
I have said before, and I will say it here again, I'm a global citizen. I'm a global citizen, man.
You're American, aren't you?
No, I'm a global citizen, man.
I'm going to ask Godek, man. I'm going to ask Godek.
I'm a global citizen, man. I travel the globe.
All right.
Yes, I do.
Would you come back home? I guess that's what they're trying to say at the end of the day. If someone offered you a job, by the way, your friend, Dr. Willie Mutunga, how is he, by the way?
He is great.
Is he getting ready to leave? Has he left the building?
He is great. I think he feels great about his legacy as a Chief Justice.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree, at least I do, that he has done a lot. If you look at our judiciary today, and you look at where it was 10 years ago and where it is today, it's night and day.
Really? Even with Supreme Court judges being bribed?
Well, look, Jeff, even in the United States, the Supreme Court is always under attack from various quarters for political reasons.
I'm not talking attack, I'm talking bribery.
Yeah, I'm coming to you. Just calm
Go
down.
easy.
Calm down, bro. From another mother. The thing is this: Chief Justice Mutunga has demystified the judiciary. You see, the judiciary of yesterday was a judiciary of form and not substance. They wore big robes. They drove big cars. They were feared. You could not approach them. He has demystified all of that. If today you are a Kenyan who wants justice, you can go to the courts, you can knock on the door of the court, and you can actually go to the chambers and see a judge. Okay?
Yeah.
If today you want to become a judge, you have to be vetted in public. You have to do interviews. You're no longer appointed by the president and controlled by the president. These are incredible changes, Jeff, that have happened. Okay? The most difficult sector of society to reform is the judiciary. And I believe that Chief Justice Willie Mutunga
has done his job.
As an inaugural Chief Justice, in this, what I think is a period of transition for us, has done a beautiful job. And I think that history will remember him very well. Now, do I think that the challenge for a successor will be enormous? I think so. People will be impatient. People will want, the judiciary to deliver justice like yesterday, and they'll be right. Because I think, Dr. Mutunga has opened up many avenues for change, including tweeting, by the way, his own wealth. He tweeted his own wealth declaration.
Yes, he did.
And I think the other judges should follow suit, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing, if you have done nothing wrong, why are you hiding it?
Other than you, Prof, other than you,
Yes.
as Mutunga's possible replacement,
Yes.
which would be geographically PC, if you will,
Yes.
since you're from the same
Yes.
neck of the woods,
Yes.
who do you think would make a good CJ?
First of all, I don't prescribe to the theory that I'm from the same neck of the woods as Chief Justice Mutunga.
Why not?
I mean,
Because you're a global citizen.
I am a Kenyan and a global citizen. So why are you trying to put me in a geographic location somewhere and then typecasting me that way? This is unfair. Okay? I am my own person. I bring my own credentials to the table. Just like if someone wants to run from Gatundu to go to State House, I would not say that, you cannot do it because, Kenyatta was there. That would be wrong.
Okay.
Let people run, man. So I'll say that to you. But I'll simply say this to you about this question of succession of the CJ. I think we should not be so much concerned at this stage of the conversation.
Why not?
About, no.
Why not?
Because Kenyans let their mouths go ahead of their brains. This is not good. Your mouth should follow your brain, not the other way around. It is just common sense.
Yes.
But common sense is not common.
No, if it was common, we'd all have it.
We'd all have it. The thing what we should be concerned about now is the process. Let us all agree that we want a process that is fair, that is transparent, that vets individuals for their intelligence, for their jurisprudence.
Would you apply, Prof?
I think the question is premature.
You have 4 law degrees.
There are many people who have as many credentials as I do in this country who are qualified. I think that, when the time comes, I'll sit down.
You wouldn't rule it out?
No, I will not
You
rule
wouldn't
it
rule
out.
it out?
No, I will not rule it out.
Okay, real quick, before we run out of time, we
Yeah.
talked about senators wanting to become governors in
Yes.
the next election.
Yes.
Because, I think they've figured out that the Senate
Yes.
is pretty moribund, if you will.
I think these people who agree to the new constitution never understood that both the MPs, the members of National Assembly, and the senators were being neutered by the
That's right,
constitution.
they were being snipped.
They were neutered. Power was being devolved to the counties. Imagine, a senator is, if you will, for lack of a better term, in charge of 8 MPs.
Right.
Right. And a senator.
You mean a governor?
I mean a governor. I'm
Yes,
sorry. A
yes.
governor is in charge of 8 MPs and a senator.
Yeah.
And not only that, he controls or she controls. Now there's only he's. There are no she's.
Correct.
We hope that there will be she's very soon. But these people control money and resources and agendas. And every senator has realized that there are flowers on a wall. So they are running as fast from that chamber as possible.
I think there's someone's trying to pass a bill or law
Yes.
that senators cannot become governors.
Yeah, that would be completely null and void.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't go anywhere. But I just think that, and I think in future, Kenyans will choose their presidents from among the governors.
Just like they do
In the states. The governors who will have done the best will be the people who will be chosen to lead this country, because they will have executive experience, they will have shown that they can run a county, a political entity, and so on.
So senators are completely useless, or they have no powers?
In the original conception, because I was part of those people who were formulating these principles for the Constitution, in the original conception of the Constitution, the upper chamber was supposed to be a house of nationalities, where old men and women who had basically outlived their usefulness
Became senators.
will become senators and will sit there as wise men and women advising the country, not passing laws, but reconciling groups and people.
Someone told me to ask you, ask Professor Makau Mutua if Alfred Mutua is a professor.
No, he's not a professor. He's a doctor, though. He's a doctor.
PhD.
He has a PhD.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's not a professor. No. And I don't think Dr. Mutua has ever claimed to be a professor.
Right.
Never. Now, and I just want to say this about this. Academic fraud is a crime. And I think the Council of Education in this country should crack down on individuals who are going around appropriating titles of academic distinction that they never earned.
But look, let's face it. Ferdinand Waititu has a degree.
Yes, and I think that's a crying shame, because I don't think that Waititu can spell the word snap.
I've been dying to use this. Did you just say Waititu can't spell?
The word snap.
He wants to be governor of Kiambu.
Yeah, well, Kiambu is one of the most educated counties in this country, so I'll see how that fares. You know, and the last time I watched Mr. Waititu, on a TV program, he was singularly inarticulate. So I just, can he even talk? Even in Kikuyu? I'm not quite sure whether he can express himself in any language.
He got elected.
He got elected, but in 2013, if you ran on Jubilee, you could be elected. Even you could elect a dog.
Yeah, but you know what? He probably beat Kidero if it wasn't for that Supreme Court judge who was allegedly bribed.
I don't know about that.
We don't know. I mean, we'll never.
I don't know if you put the two men together. Clearly, I mean, one is a guy of substance. He may have accusations against him. This is Dr. Kidero. The other one, Mr. Waititu, is a street level thug.
Yeah, he's good at throwing stones.
He's a street level thug. Is that what the people of Nairobi want? A thug to be their own governor?
Well, people of Nairobi may want Mike Sonko.
Yeah, and you know what? I have heard arguments about Mike Sonko either way. I would be loath to think that the most educated county in this country would elect Mr. Sonko as their governor.
You don't think he's good enough?
I just think that the country is better than that, man. It's just my opinion.
The people love him.
Which people love him?
People on the ground who vote.
I just think that you have a culture of sycophancy in this country where people are bought by a few shillings, and I think Mr. Sonko has plenty of it to give around, to dish. I just think that, this is a country where the most, prolific, thieves and thugs and killers are elected to high office.
So that means you would never run for office with your 4 law degrees?
No, I just think this is a cutthroat society, man. Unless you have money, it's very difficult to be elected to public office.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we talk about the epidemic of drugs in this country. Okay? Every so often the government catches, thugs carrying drugs, and they go and blow up a ship or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have never caught anyone selling drugs. How can you just catch the product and not the peddler? It means that someone is getting paid off.
Sort of like the ivory thing,
Like the ivory thing. Why are you punishing the tusks by burning them? They have not committed a crime. Look for the criminals. Ivory is a precious, commodity.
Yes.
Don't just burn it,
precious, man. But send a message. Poachers.
No, burning doesn't send a message to anyone. Get that ivory, go create a museum, and a poaching museum, and create artwork using ivory.
They tried that in Botswana.
Yeah, they should try it here. Maybe it will work here. Kenya is a global destination. Burning up, tusks and, destroying, horns doesn't really do anything for anyone. It may make the animal lovers and the tree huggers feel good, but it does nothing.
Prof, got a minute. That's your camera. Do your thing.
Well, this is a message to Mr. Hassan and the IEBC. The people of this country have lost faith in your stewardship of the commission. Every day we get a chorus of individuals coming out to ask for your resignation. There's a tidal wave against you. I ask you to exercise your own sense of public shame and step aside. Spare us the drama, spare us the agony. Just pack up and go home with your fellow commissioners.
Oh my. Oh my.
I'm being fair.
And if he doesn't?
I think you'll be evicted from office by the people.
Which people?
The,
I
the
mean, I
right,
keep
the,
asking
the
you,
right,
which people are these?
Listen, the right of the people to protest against an unjust institution is embedded in the Constitution, Jeff. It is embedded there. Why don't you obey the Constitution?
Look, I agree, but you know what? You waste resources, you waste time, you're paralyzing the city, all for what? 13 people showing up for a protest?
So do you want us to go to elections in 2017? They are contested because of Mr. Hassan and his commission. You know, it's Tweedledum and Tweedledee commission. Dumb and dumber, they're all there. And take us to war again.
Does Jubilee?
Let me just tell you something.
Yep.
If there's another conflict, Jeff, in 2017, this country may not survive, man. Let us be very careful about this.
Does Jubilee have a right to protest as well in the street?
It does. But Jubilee has every incentive to send those people home.
What about a national dialogue that...
I think that would be wonderful. But I asked Mr. Kenyatta as well, you know, and Mr. Ruto to take this by the, by the horn. You know, if you are leading this country, you cannot just sit and say that you are resting on the law. The law is a husk. It can be an empty husk that has no moral authority. And in this case, the commission has no moral authority. I ask the Jubilee people, they are the ones who will lose the most if the IEBC stays there. Because you know what? Most polls show that they'll win the next election. So why do they want to win the next election and then people come and say in the opposition, or people boycott the election? Why do they want that?
Maybe if you address him as President Kenyatta, he might listen to you. Huh? Maybe, just try.
I think that you have connections, so maybe you can arrange a meeting. You have connections, man. Maybe you can arrange a meeting, and I can convey my plea in person.
And we'll record the whole thing, right?
We'll record the whole thing. Like I said, I like the guy.
You do, huh? You think he's hip and what? Hip and cool.
Hip and cool. Hip and cool.
Prof, good to see you back home.
Good to see you.
How long are you in town? A couple of weeks or so?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yes, yeah.
How's Washington, D.C.?
It is great, although it's been raining a lot, and the weather is dreary.
Yeah, it's been raining here too.
Yes, but it's a good place.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Next time you come?
I'll be right here. I will never miss this. Like I've told you, always I've told you this. You know, you are my brother from another mother.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it, man.
Take care. But you should bring Mutai Nguni on the bench.
Yes.
Bring Dr. Tagwanja here.
Yeah.
And make them look Kenyans in the eye and answer my questions.
Whether they're professors or not.
They are perpetuating, a fraud on the Kenyan people.
By the way, tomorrow night is Miguna. What shall I tell him?
Miguna is okay. I just think that he's a little misguided. He suffers from illusions of grandeur. You know, he thinks he's much more bigger than he is. I mean, he's bigger physically, but his destiny is not as big.
Is he Muslim or Christian?
I think he wears that cap to hide his bald head.
On that note, tomorrow night, as the Prof says, the man with the same name twice, Miguna.
But give him my greetings.
I will indeed.
Yeah, he's my brother.
Keep tweeting at Makau Mutua, at Koinange Jeff, the hashtag Makau Mutua. It's tweeting #1 in Kenya right now, Prof.
Yes.
Somebody say, oh my.
Oh my, oh my.
Thanks so much for watching. You can't find Professor Makau Mutua anywhere else but right here on that show with the 3 letters that follow each other on the keyboard, JKL. Tomorrow night, stay tuned. It's going to be smoking.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Good night. Good luck. God bless. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Good job.